Well, this is one of the greatest groups that we have gathered here tonight. These inductees, many of them have spent a better part of their career giving to our community. And we're so honored to have the 4 builders, the 5 athletes, and the 2 teams here tonight that represent our fine city. And you know, next year we're going for number 32 for the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. So if there's someone in the community that you think next year at this time deserves to be inducted, please fill out the nomination sheet on the table here tonight and give it some thought, because we do miss some people in our community that we should say thanks for all the years that they do as a volunteer, as a builder, as an athlete, or just a team. Without further ado, our first speaker tonight, representing the province of Saskatchewan, newly elected MLA David Buckingham. David is from Saskatoon Westview. He was elected in April. And let's see, he currently serves on the Standing Committee of Human Services and was previous a member of the Standing Committee of the Economy. David and his wife Karen are enjoying spending their time with their 3 children and 3 granddaughters. So ladies and gentlemen, representing the province of Saskatchewan, let's welcome MLA David Buckingham from Saskatoon Westview. David, come on. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. And good evening, everyone. And I want to say thank you for having me here at your 31st annual Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame induction dinner and ceremony. On behalf of Premier Brad Wall and the Government of Saskatchewan, I am pleased to join you tonight, although I must say I'm a little out of my element, at least sports-wise. My blue ribbon in grade 6 for high jump doesn't seem to measure up tonight. So I want to thank the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame for recognizing some of our province's distinguished builders, athletes, teams, and sports organizations. I also want to recognize some political dignitaries here tonight. Of course, our newly elected mayor, His Worship Charlie Clark. Congratulations, Charlie. Member of Parliament, of course, Kevin Waugh, I must. And a colleague of mine, MLA Daniel Chartier. Welcome. Well, inductees, you are an inspiration to all of us, and I'm thrilled in celebrating your commitment to sport and your accomplishments. You've not only made our province proud through your athletic achievements, you've become role models for others across this province who have their own athletic dreams. It is great to see such a wide range of sport represented here this evening, whether through hockey, soccer, cycling, football, gymnastics, track and field, and many more. Tonight's inductees have left their mark not only in Saskatoon and Saskatchewan, but in Canada and across the world, and for that I thank you. Tonight is about your accomplishments and your contributions. I thank and I congratulate each of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for letting me again be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Our next guest, the new worship of Saskatoon, Charlie Clark. It was one of the exciting races that we've had in this city for a long time. The 4 mayoralty candidates, and as we all know, that night it was very late, but Mr. Clark won, and we're very pleased to have him here for the first time, and he has a Blade jersey on, so we dropped the puck earlier tonight at a Blade function, but that we expect you here now every year. You realize that this is a big commitment on your calendar. The first Saturday of every November, you must come to the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. Well, as you know, Charlie has done great things on City Council long before he's going to be mayor. I mean, he spent 10 years in Ward 6. He did a great job there. We're all looking forward to the change here in the city, and he, along with his wife, Sarah, they have 3 children, Simon, Ben, and Rachel. So please welcome the new mayor of the city of Saskatoon, Charlie Clark. All the best.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. And for a second, when I saw he was the MC, I thought, but he's an MP. And then I thought, oh, of course, he's a sportscaster. This is a perfect mix of talent. So well done. And I'm very pleased to be with you all here, MP Waugh and MLA Buckingham and MLA Chartier, who is here as well. And to all the sports leadership that we have here, I think most or many of them are in this city, in this room here today, and it is a delight for me. I'm 6 days into this role as mayor. I'm still kind of pinching myself. I couldn't resist wearing this jersey in. They put my name on the back. 2016. So it's pretty awesome, and it was really fun to drop the puck up at SaskTel Center with all the kids there and giving me high fives and lots of energy for the game tonight. So I don't know what the score is, but it was 1-0 when I left for the Blades, so it was good. And I just want to say a couple of things. During the campaign that we just went through, we talked a lot about how do you build a strong city? How do you build a strong community? And particularly as we're becoming a more diverse community, and we have people moving here from all over the world to make this home. And the more I talk to people and the more I've looked at actually the experience of my own children growing up here and getting into sport, I realized that sport is one of the ways that we build strong communities and strong city. The way that, and I think of some stories that I've even heard of former Office of the Treaty Commissioner, George Lafon talked about how, as a young person, he grew up on the hockey rinks, Muskeg Lake team, battling it out with teams in Saskatoon, and they built respect for one another. They got to know one another out on the ice rink, and for him, that was a very formative time for him to develop his own leadership skill in the community as a whole. And I look at my son Simon, who plays football, and he played soccer, Mr. Hoff, in the soccer league that I know that you helped to build in this community. And I saw these kids of all backgrounds coming together, playing sport together, and building confidence, taking risks, and challenging one another, but also building relationships in the process. And so my appreciation for what that means has grown. And so to have a Hall of Fame and to have a group of very distinguished athletes, coaches, builders who have contributed to building sport in this city, I think is very important, so that we have those stories and models for the next generations who are coming up to look up to, and to help them see what's possible. And as we become more diverse as a city and look at what we're going to do to build a strong community, we keep celebrating that. And I've been talking, and I've gotten to know Bob Fawcett very well, and he's planting many seeds for me about what we're going to do next with sport, and to make sure that everybody has a chance to be included in that, making sure that kids of all neighborhoods and all backgrounds have a chance. And I talked about it during the campaign. I think a track is something that we can start with. I hope much sooner rather than later. But I know we have more to do, and more facilities. And what I'm proud of is my son Simon's playing flag football this year. I got to see the whole evolution of the Saskatoon minor football field from when it was an idea to now a reality, and how much work the community put into making that happen. And I've had a chance, snuck away during the campaign a few times, to watch games, and there was probably 150 kids out on that field, because he's in the 10 to 12 age. I think they can split it up into 9 fields, all out there on that turf, working together, competing. And it's an incredible story of community success and community working together to create that opportunity. So it's great for me to see it from both sides, I guess. So I think I'm really happy to be with you here tonight to honor all of the work that all of you have done for sport in this community, and to the leadership of the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame, the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame, and Sports Sask. Let's have a great night, and I look forward to handing out these awards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Worship. Representing the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame will be Don Gello. Don is currently the secretary there, and he, of course, was inducted here just last year as a builder, and actually in 2013, he went into the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame, also a builder for triathlon. Former teacher with the Saskatoon Public School Board, too. Thank you very much, Don. So on behalf of the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame in Regina, Don Gallo. Don?
Thank you. Next year, I'm going to ask to go before Charlie, so that's kind of a tough act, but anyway, I'd like to acknowledge MP Waugh,
Normal guy.
MLAs Buckingham and Chartier, and Mayor Clark, inductees, family, and friends. I bring greetings from Linda Berman, the president of Saskatchewan Sport Hall of Fame, our board of directors, and our awesome support staff. The Saskatchewan Sport Hall of Fame is proud to have Saskatoon Sport Hall of Fame as a member of our Satellite Sport Hall of Fame community, which includes 12 organizations located throughout the province. This year, the Saskatchewan Hall celebrated its 50th anniversary, honoring 505 Saskatchewan athletes, teams, and builders from 51 different sports. I had the pleasure of meeting two Saskatoon Hall of Famers at the gala in September, Diane Jones and John Kanahowski, to show you the fine people that we do have in this province. Our traveling trailer, if you haven't seen it, visited 46 communities, including the Saskatchewan Summer Games in Estevan, where another Saskatoon Hall of Famer, Katrina LeMay-Doan, was in attendance, and she was courtesy of Sask Blue Cross. So in total, we've had 4,500 people visit our traveling exhibit, and I hope all of you get the opportunity to see it as well. Or come by and visit us. We're just off Albert Street on Victoria in the old land titles building in Regina. So do stop. We have great interactive experiences there, and as well, we've got a full-size sports simulator. You could play almost any game you could think of. It's really quite fun. Back to business, it's an honor for me to extend congratulations to each of tonight's inductees on their installation into the Saskatoon Sport Hall of Fame. This group of inductees made outstanding contributions to the community and Saskatchewan's rich sport heritage. I would also like to congratulate the volunteers associated with the Saskatoon Sport Hall of Fame and thank them for doing their part in recognizing and preserving the outstanding sport heritage of Saskatoon, and also for the time put in to put on this awesome event, and I'm happy to be part of it tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, tonight, just refer to me as the average guy. I mean, this is the grassroots that I worked for 39 years in this city. So not MP tonight. This is, you guys will learn in politics, the grassroots. And in this city, it was sports for me, thank God. And it's been very good. And yes, I'm serving now for the city of Saskatoon and Grasswood, but to be honest with you, this is the base. This is the base of sport in this city. And it's so wonderful to come here tonight. You know, you spend lots of time in Ottawa, as you all know, but to come home and see past inductees still here tonight, caring about their city, caring about the people tonight that are going into the hall. That's what it's all about. So it's all about grassroots. You guys will know where you come from, never forget, because they do get you someplace in life. I was fortunate last year to get elected as a member of parliament. I've enjoyed it, but I can also tell you I'll never forget this place, because this, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, Don. And plus Saskatoon, Public School Board, where I served for 10 years. Anyways, Tavia Lullaberty, good to have you with us here tonight. Welcome back to our ceremony, because you're representing Sask Sport, Vice President. You're a member of the Aboriginal Sport Leadership Council, which we really appreciate. You're also a member of the Northwest Regional Committee, and you were a participant in the 2012 Governor General's Canadian Leadership Conference. Good for you. And you're currently the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Northwest Regional College. Tavia Lullaberty, representing tonight SAS Sport. Tavia? Good for you. Thank you.
Well, good evening, and I will also acknowledge the average guys that are here tonight and the average gal out in the crowd. And perhaps I'll also just acknowledge that we're here on Treaty 6 territory and home of the Métis. So good evening, and I'm very pleased to represent SAS Sport and the Amateur Sport Federation in Saskatchewan. It's an honor to be here at the Saskatoon Sport Hall of Fame 2016 induction ceremony. Thank you for the opportunity to bring greetings at this event, and also to acknowledge another class of worthy athletes, builders, and teams. Since its inception in 1972, SAS Sport has strived to ensure Saskatchewan residents of all ages can participate in the sport of their choice at their own ability level. This year's group of inductees are a testament to the strength of the province's sports system. Through hard work and dedication, these inductees left a lasting legacy on sport in Saskatchewan by representing the province on national and international stages, winning medals, breaking new records, and helping develop athletes and sports programs in the province. The inductees also highlight that sport is more than a game. By being involved in sports, these inductees have received more than just a good workout. They've increased their physical fitness levels, improved their health, helped decrease healthcare costs, boosted the economy, and created friendships that will last a lifetime. I would like to congratulate the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame on its 31st annual induction ceremony. We at SAS Sport believe strongly in celebrating accomplishments in sport to create role models and encourage others to get involved. We're proud that the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame has stayed true to its tradition over all these years. Congratulations once again to the 2016 inductees and the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame, to the event organizers for putting together another outstanding evening. Thank you.
And finally, our president, Keith McLean, from the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. He's been with the board for 6 years. This year as president has done a wonderful year. Of course, for 10 years, Keith was part of the Saskatoon Sports Tourism and recently left about a year ago. In fact, I was on there for a year. I was one of the replacements when Keith left. But we all know Keith really from amateur softball. A variety of roles throughout the years as a coach and administrator and instructor for some 40 years. He's given back. He's been chairman or a director of 17 Western, national, and international softball events that he has brought to this city. He's also a member of the Kiwanis Club for the past 20 so years, so you're giving back there, Keith, and you refereed recreational hockey for the last 27 years and hung up the skates for a while. But please welcome our president now of the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. Great pleasure, Keith McLean. Very well done.
Thanks, Kevin. Obviously, none of the hockey players are here. Nobody booed, so that's good. I didn't even hear my son boo, so he knows I've got a fairly short speech. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Directors of the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame is pleased to welcome all the inductees, all their family, and all their friends to this 31st annual dinner and induction ceremony. The 2016 inductees are an outstanding group of people, and you're going to hear about that shortly. They've done Saskatoon, our province, and our country proud by their accomplishments. I know they are all pleased to be able to share this evening with you, their family and friends, and we also thank you for supporting the hall and for supporting the individuals and teams. A special thank you is extended to our sponsors and our supporters for their contributions and their loyal support over many years. They are listed behind me on the wall here and in your program. Without their support, for many, many years, we would not be able to put this event on. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize the Board of Directors of the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. You'll see them with one of these badges on. If you see them, give them a handshake and say thanks for all your work, because they work very diligently throughout the year. There are many other volunteers who've given time to make this evening possible. I'd like to at this time recognize the two gentlemen who are leaving the board, Al Few and Ian Myrtle. A huge thank you for the time and efforts you've put in making the event a success over the past many years. By all means. I'd like to also mention a few others who are a very large part of the success of these dinners and the work of the hall. Mark Tennant puts out our quarterly newsletter, and it's without a doubt the best of this type of publication I've ever seen. Bob Florence is instrumental in helping with that. And if you have never seen it, go on our webpage, go onto the news tab, and you'll see all of them there. And you'll say, holy mackerel, that's pretty impressive. And you'll see a lot of people there you know. If you'd like to receive that, it's very simple. It's an email. So contact one of the members of the board. Our contact info is on the webpage as well. And we'll be happy to get you on the list that I think Mark told me tonight is about 1,100 people right now. Bob Florence and Simon Hyatt, the gentlemen who do the work to produce the recognition videos you'll see momentarily, also deserve a big thank you for the hard work that they do. It's a big job putting this part of this evening together. Please. And last but not least, our ordinary average Joe back here, his name's Kevin. Our MC, he's done a great job in this area for a number of years. I think we were talking, and it's probably about 15 plus years that he's done this. I think he had one hiccup year when he ran for a position. We won't talk about that. He was gung-ho to come back from Ottawa to do this again this year, and we really appreciate the work he does. He's a very professional in the job that he does here. So thanks, Kevin. To all our inductees, current and past, the Board of Directors extends a special thank you for your contributions. You've achieved great successes, and in doing so, have made Saskatoon one of the premier sporting communities in our country. For the past 11 years, we have been pleased to recognize a sport organization that has made Saskatoon the great city it is. It is indeed our pleasure again this year to recognize a group that has existed for over 50 years and brought prestige to themselves and to the city of Saskatoon. The Marion Gymnastics Club was founded over 50 years ago by Chuck Sebastian. Chuck, along with his wife Marie and daughters Glenna and Patty, were the foundation of the gym club for decades. Chuck was a coach, a judge, and builder of gymnastics in Saskatoon, in Saskatchewan, and in Canada. Chuck has been honored for his many achievements, including being inducted into the Saskatoon and Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame. He also received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Canadian Gymnastics Association. Chuck's legacy includes coaching athletes at 2 Pan American Games and the 1964 Olympic Games, where Gail Daly was the first Canadian to achieve a mark of over 9.0. Gail won 4 national championships also in her career. Glenna's athletic career included 4 national championship titles and helping the Canadian women to a silver medal at the 1967 Pan American Games in Winnipeg. Patty also won 2 national championships. Chuck eventually passed on the reins to his 2 daughters, Glenna and Patty, who took over the coaching duties at Marion until 1988. Patty and Glenna consistently coached top athletes in Saskatchewan at the national level. Both Patty and Glenna have been inducted into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame, and Glenna into the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame as well. Marion had successful gymnastics programs for both female and male gymnasts until 1979, when the boys program moved to the Taiso Gymnastics Club. In 1980, Marion moved to its own permanent facility. An expansion in 1995 doubled the space, and then a further expansion last year tripled the space. And you'll see them when you're driving down the freeway, just off the freeway on the south end. In 1988, Dana Brass took over the head coaching duties, and after her departure in 2000, Chris Berniak followed in her footsteps. Both Dana and Chris have been recognized by the provincial and national gymnastics federations for their assistance and their coaching achievements. From the start of the club, Marion has produced high-performance athletes, national team members, and many Canadian championship medalists in individual and in all-around gymnastics. Marion athletes represented Canada at many international competitions, including the Olympics, the Junior Pan Am Championships, the Pacific Alliance Gymnastics Championship, and the Cup of the Americas. In over 50 years of its existence, the Marion Gymnastic Club has a lasting legacy. This legacy has been built on the immense work and countless athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and builders. I would ask Chris Berniak, head coach and executive director of Marion Gymnastics, to please come up and accept this award.
Thank you, Keith, and congratulations, Chris, and the Marion Gym Club, the organization of the year. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce our citation reader again this year. Simon Hyatt is back, a native of Saskatoon, as you all know. You see him on Shaw. He began his career back in just like yesterday, 1997, as a volunteer, worked his way up, freelance reporter, part-time employee, and full-time for the last 15 or so years. I must say I was in Ottawa during the civic election, and I told you on Twitter, the whole show from Shaw. I mean, you guys did a great job, right from 8 o'clock when the polls so-called closed, or were supposed to close, right till past 11 o'clock. You did a great job. So, you know, he's been really involved in everything in this, the art community, the sporting community, Voice of the Husky women's basketball program, or both men and women on the internet broadcasts. In his spare time, he says he's an avid golfer. Terrible one, it says here. But he loves movies, and yes, after 108 years, he is the biggest fan of the Chicago Cubs. I think we're going to bring them down from the sky. 7 games the Cubs beat Cleveland. Our citation reader, all the way from Wrigley Field, Simon Hyatt.
Go Cubs. Thank you very much once again for allowing me to be a part of tonight's event. And now let's meet the inductees into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. Please welcome into the Builders category for his contributions to softball, Don Bates. Don was an accomplished player in his own right, but his greatest success in the sport came in teaching others the right way to play the game. He was born in 1956 in North Battleford, Saskatchewan, and grew up in Maymont with his 4 older sisters and his parents, Jack and Esther. Don was an outstanding pitcher. He competed and medaled in several provincial and Canadian championships in the early 80s and took part in international events in Japan and New Zealand. He was previously inducted into our hall as a member of the 1987 Rempel Brothers men's softball Canadian champions. His first foray into coaching also came in the early 80s when he staged a one-day pitching clinic. That paved the way for a minor softball clinic that lasted for 15 years. Don also put countless miles on his car and saw a lot of Saskatchewan as he conducted rural clinics throughout the province. He started and led a summer softball camp which ran for 4 years in the early 90s for players aged 10 through 18, among the countless camps he helped organize and run. Don was also the head coach of the Delisle Great Western team and led them to the Western Canadian Intermediate Men's A title in 93, 94, and 95, becoming the first team to achieve a three-peat. He has also sought to encourage participation in the sport by founding the Tiger Softball Academy at Tommy Douglas Collegiate. The program provides a high school credit for 50 male and female students from across Saskatchewan per semester. 17 Academy graduates have received scholarships to play at the NCAA or NAIA level. 10 have had tryouts with the national junior team, with 4 making the squad. Students in the Tiger Softball Academy also earn national coaching certification as they teach blast ball, an introductory program for students in kindergarten through grade 4. This past January, they introduced the sport to more than 1,700 elementary students in the city. Don began his involvement with the national team in 2005. As head coach of the men's team for 5 years, he won the Pan Am Championship in 2012 in Medellin, Colombia, with a 4-1 victory over Venezuela. He also went to the Beijing Olympics in 2008 as an assistant on the Canadian women's national team that came in 4th, losing in the bronze medal game 5-2 to Australia. The team had a real Saskatoon flavor as Aaron Cumpstone and Dion Meyer were also on the squad, and Meyer credits Bates with helping her develop a drop pitch that helped propel her to being an Olympic-level athlete. Don is grateful to his family, wife Dawn, sons Aaron, Kelly, and Graham, and daughter Kelsey for their ongoing support. Please welcome Don Bates into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now please welcome into the Builders category for his contributions to multiple sports, Bob Fawcett. Whether on the track, in the rink, or on the pitch, Bob has been a force in organizing sports in the city. He was born here in Saskatoon in 1950. As an athlete, Bob played junior baseball for the T-Birds and was a middle distance and cross-country runner at City Park Collegiate. He also played hockey in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League for the Max and the Olympics. He began his hockey coaching career in the Red Wing Zone in the Saskatoon Minor Hockey Association in 1988. And it wasn't long before he was helping organize the sport in the city as well. He was a commissioner in the Red Wing Zone and served as the president of the Saskatoon Minor Hockey Association from 1992 through 1994. Bob was also a coach and organizer of the Kinsman Hockey League from 2003 through 2013, and the assistant general manager of the Saskatoon Blazers, beginning in 2009. His involvement in hockey has extended to the WHL level, as he has served as a scout for the Kelowna Rockets. And when great hockey came to Saskatoon, he was at the forefront as well, serving during the World Junior Hockey Championships in 2010 and the Memorial Cup Finals in 2013. In the world of track, he has been a board member for the Saskatoon Track and Field Club since 1999, including 4 years as president. He has also been involved in the White Buffalo Run, Jump, and Throw and the Kinsman Inner City Track and Field program, while sitting on committees for provincial championships and Kinsman Indoor Championships. His role as chair for the Canadian Junior Track and Field Meet in 2002 and the CIS Championships in 2006 haven't been his only experiences with world-class events. 2008 saw him at the forefront when the World Police and Firemen's Games came to the city. And when the Vanier Cup was played here, he was on that committee as well. He has also shown his love for the game of soccer, coaching for the Auroras at the minor soccer level for 10 years, starting in 1995. His dedication has been recognized numerous times. He received the B'nai B'rith We're Proud of You Award in 2011 and the Saskatoon Kinsman Sportsman of the Year Award in 2013. And when he received a $10,000 prize as a Hockey Canada local leader, he gave all of the money to support minor hockey in Saskatoon. Since retiring from a lengthy and distinguished career with Saskatoon Fire and Protective Services, Bob has been able to spend more time with Marlene, Matthew, and Ben. Please welcome Bob Fawcett into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the Builders category for his contributions to soccer, Percy Hoff. As a coach and director, Percy has been a force for developing the sport of soccer in Saskatoon and Saskatchewan. And while he made his impact here, he was born 15,000 kilometers away in Ubombo, South Africa in 1950. Percy excelled as an athlete in South Africa, particularly in track and field. He represented the province of Natal at the high school athletic championships in 1965 and 66, and was national champion in 100 yards, long jump, and 4x100 relay. He also played amateur soccer in his home country before emigrating to Canada in 1983. His first soccer experience in the province came in 1987, when he started the Valley Soccer Association in Warman. He moved to Saskatoon 7 years later and joined up with the Hollandia Soccer Club as technical director, a position he still holds today. He has coached several teams within the Saskatchewan Soccer Association since 1991. This included coaching provincial under 13, 14, 15, and under 17 male teams at All-Star Nationals for more than 20 years. He has also guided both male and female age group teams to the national stage with Hollandia in club nationals. Percy has led 3 different teams in the Canada Games, helming Saskatchewan men's teams twice, and once taking a squad from the Northwest Territories to the national event. For 5 years, he led the men's program at the University of Saskatchewan and was once named Conference Coach of the Year. Percy also runs the Astra Soccer Academy, which prepares younger players for high-performance programs. All the while, he has continued to develop his own skills. He's received international training and certification in Brazil, the Netherlands, and Delaware. His dedication to the sport has been recognized a number of times. Among the honors received is the Sask Soccer Coach of the Year, Saskatoon Youth Soccer Friend of Soccer Award, and the David Newsham Outstanding Volunteer Award from the SSA. Additionally, the town of Warman recognized his contributions in growing the sport there by naming their new facility the Percy Hoff Soccer Pitch. Percy and Yvonne married in 1972, and they have 3 children, Jill, Rudy, and Percy Jr. Please welcome Percy Hoff into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the builders category for his contributions to badminton and cycling, Raymond White. Tonight, Raymond White makes history. He is the first inductee into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame entering representing the sport of cycling. Ray was born in Wawota, Saskatchewan in 1949, but it wasn't until he reached his 40s that he began to get seriously invested in the sport that would become his passion. But when he got involved, there was no slowing him down. In 1990, he was the founding president and among the 4 founders of the Horizon 100 Cycling Club in Saskatoon, which promotes distance riding locally from April through October. Ray built and operated the club to be open to people of all ages and abilities. He always made it a priority to ride with the last group to ensure no one was dropped or biked alone. He also encouraged Saskatoon cyclists to look beyond local routes, including leading contingents that took part in the Golden Triangle event in the Rockies, which saw them cycle between Golden, Radium, and Castle Junction. Ray's love for the sport has also taken him overseas to compete in the world's oldest long-distance road event, the Paris-Brest-Paris, or PBP, a harrowing 1,200-kilometer ride. Competing successfully 3 times in the event around the turn of the millennium, he set a personal best time of 67 hours 50 minutes in 1995. But as has always been the case during Ray's career, the success of others has been just as important as individual achievement. He organized local qualifying rides of 200, 300, 400, 600, and 1,000 kilometers, requirements for others who wished to participate in the PBP, leading to 4 others taking part. And he has taken what he has learned during those thousands of hours of pushing pedals to the printed page, writing several articles for both Prairie Peddler and the national monthly publication Pedal Magazine. While cycling may have been his main passion, he also loves and spent part of his career involved in racket sports, coaching and competing in badminton for almost 30 years, including stints as coach at Kelsey Institute as part of the 1990 Sask Winter Games, and as manager of the Riversdale Badminton and Tennis Club. He was instrumental in the development of a youth badminton program at the club, and helped guide several athletes to competitive careers at the national level, including Paul Pittman, Aslam Nomani, and Danielle Chartier. Among the many honors he has received during his sporting career, the Outstanding Volunteer and the President Awards from the Saskatchewan Cycling Association, and Prairie Athletic Conference Coach of the Year in 1989-90. In more recent years, while continuing to cycle, including a trip last year across the province, he has also become involved in speed skating at the senior level. He would like to thank the members of the Horizon 100 Cycling Club for their support over the years. Please welcome Raymond White into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now for this year's inductees into the athletes category. Please welcome into the athletes category for her contributions to multiple sports, Jamie Cruikshank. Indoors or outdoors, in summer or winter, the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame has few inductees who can compete with Jamie when it comes to versatility and dominance. Jamie was born in Shellbrook, Saskatchewan in 1986. She began her involvement with gymnastics at the age of 5 and would go on to be a force in that discipline, as well as trampoline, track and field, and bobsledding. She excelled at power tumbling and trampolining at local, national, and international levels, winning her first gold at the Western Championships in 1996. The next 3 years, she would go on to win provincial championships in the sport. 1998 saw Jamie win Canadian gold in novice power tumbling, and the following year, she also took top honors in the nation in double mini trampoline. After qualifying for the World Age Group competition in Sydney, Australia, she recorded a 6th place in tumbling, 12th in double mini, 16th in trampoline, and 12th in synchro trampoline. As she entered her high school years, the focus shifted towards track and field, but her excellence remained consistent. A 2001 provincial bronze in 80-meter hurdles was followed up the next year with golds in that event and long jump. 2003 brought gold in 80-meter hurdles, 4x100-meter relay, and silver in long jump. She saved the best for last in high school, winning provincial gold in 80-meter hurdles, 100 and 200-meter sprints, long jump, and 4x100, on her way to being Senior Girls Aggregate winner and being named the Evan Hardy Senior Girls Athlete of the Year. Bigger stages only led to the same results for Jamie. Gold at the 2003 Junior Nationals in long jump qualified her for the Pan Am Juniors and the World Youth Track and Field Championships. At the World Youth event, she qualified to the semifinals while setting a Canadian record. She came in 12th in the world at the Pan Ams in Bridgetown, Barbados in long jump, a mark she would repeat the following year in Grosseto, Italy, this time in 100-meter hurdles. But not content to dominate in those events, Jamie also competed at an elite level in bobsleigh. As a brakeman for the 2004 Canada 1 team that won a national championship, she set a start record on the Calgary track. She competed in World Championships and World Cup seasons through the middle part of the decade and qualified for the Winter Olympics in Torino, Italy. At the 2006 Olympic Games, her team came in 13th. That year's World Cup produced a 2nd and 4 fourth-place finishes as the group set a world start record at Lake Placid. The following year, a silver medal came at the World Junior Championships and a 4th in the World Team event. Jamie twice received the Bob Adams Award of Excellence in Track, an athlete of the meet at the KFC Games, and was awarded a Saskatchewan Centennial Medal in 2006. In 2010, her Olympic involvement continued as she was a torchbearer and was the sliding sports specialist for CTV's media team at the Vancouver Games. Jamie continues to play flag football and volleyball and has become a certified yoga and TRX instructor. She has also done her part to encourage other young women to become involved in sport through the Right to Play, Because I Am a Girl, and Soul Girls organizations, and as an ambassador with the Chandra Crawford nonprofit Fast and Female. Jamie would like to thank her family, Lee, Alan, Mark, Odarka, and Lisa, for their unfailing support during her many careers. Please welcome Jamie Cruikshank into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the athletes category for his contributions to football, Dwayne Dimitrition. Dwayne performed at a high level on gridirons both near and far, not only starring, but winning almost everywhere he went. He was born in 1971 in Saskatoon. As a young man, he played every sport imaginable, excelling at basketball, track, and of course, football. He attended Marion Graham Collegiate in the city and continued his athletic dominance. In 1988, he was the MVP for the senior basketball team and Athlete of the Year. He was the recipient of the school's Spirit Award and was selected as Senior Watch. He ended his collegiate career with a bang, leading the Falcons to a Saskatchewan high school championship in '88 and scoring 3 touchdowns in the provincial final. When it was time to begin his post-secondary career, Dwayne chose to stay at home. He suited up for the U of S Huskies from 1989 through 1992. He was among the key contributors to Huskies teams that won 3 straight Hardy Cups in 1989, 90, and 91. One of the best seasons ever for the Dogs was, of course, 1990, when they won the Vanier Cup after losing in the Canadian Championship game the previous year. Dwayne personally rushed for 685 yards and 7 touchdowns on the campaign, and in the semifinal tallied 148 yards on 16 carries and 1 catch. In 1992, he led the Canada West Conference with 39 catches and 660 yards. For his season, he was named the Huskies' Outstanding Player, as well as Canada West and CIAU All-Star at slotback. During his 4-year career, he amassed 932 yards on the ground, 1,176 in the air, and 791 on kickoff returns, while scoring 19 touchdowns. It was no surprise that the pros came calling when Dwayne was selected 21st overall in the 1993 CFL draft by the Calgary Stampeders, where he spent the first 2 years of his professional career before moving on to the Toronto Argonauts in 1995. 96 was an outstanding season for the Argos and Dwayne. He was the CFL Player of the Week for his September 8th performance against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, when he scored 2 touchdowns to go with 118 receiving yards. The team went on to win the Grey Cup that season. The Argonauts repeated the following year with Dwayne once again a key cog. After recording 3 touchdowns during the regular season, he added 83 yards in the semifinal against Montreal and 56 yards in the championship against the Riders. He remained with the Argos through the 99 season before returning home to end his career with Saskatchewan in 2000. His final CFL stats include 1,689 yards on the ground and in the air to go along with 10 touchdowns. He returned home after his career to raise his children until they reached school age. Then he went back to the U of S, where he completed his Bachelor of Education degree. He currently teaches special needs students at King George School. Helping Dwayne along the way as his life and career have come full circle back to Saskatoon have been Lori, Joshua, Jennifer, and Andrew. Please welcome Dwayne Dimitrition into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the athletes category for her contributions to athletics, Kelsey Hendry. Kelsey Hendry knew how to deal with pressure, literally rising to the occasion when it mattered most, as one of the best female pole vaulters Canada has ever produced, and one of only 4 women to represent the nation in the event at the Olympics. Kelsey was born in Saskatoon in 1982 and first achieved great heights as a gymnast as a youngster. Among the highlights of her gymnastics career was a 2nd place finish in beam in the Canada Games in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. But it was in the high-flying world of pole vault where she achieved her greatest fame starting in 1999. She competed in the 2000 Canadian Junior Duel in Montreal against the USA, and the following year she set a new Canadian junior record while coming in 2nd in the Pan Am Junior Championships. Competing at the CIS level, she dominated as few others have. After a 3rd place finish at Nationals in 2001 and a 2nd in 2002, she owned the event for the rest of her career, winning Canadian pole vault championships in 03, 04, and 05. But during her time at the U of S, it wasn't just the track where she shone brightly. She was also twice named an academic All-Canadian. At senior nationals, she had 3 firsts, a second, and 2/3 between 2004 and 2010. And Kelsey has competed internationally extensively as well. After a 10th place finish at Korea's 2003 Universiade Games, she traveled to Niger in 2005, where she claimed another championship, this time in the Francophone Games. An 8th place at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne in 2008, and a 4th at the 2007 Universiade in Bangkok gave further proof that she belonged among the best in the world as she turned her attention to the 2008 Olympic Games. But it would be no easy task to make it to Beijing. Just to qualify for the Olympics, she had to break the Canadian record, a feat she accomplished, sending her to the world's biggest athletic stage. She would also set the Canadian indoor record 4 years later. Kelsey came in 18th overall at the Olympic Games in China and continued to represent her country with pride internationally. 2010 saw her finish 6th at the World Indoor Championships in Qatar and win a bronze medal in her final Commonwealth Games in Delhi, India. Kelsey has received a phenomenal level of recognition for her achievements. She is a 3-time recipient of the CIS Field Athlete of the Year and 5-time Saskatchewan Athletics Female Athlete of the Year. In 2007, she was named the Overall Athlete of the Year by Sask Sport and the Kinsman. Kelsey retired from competition in 2013 and is currently a teacher and track coach at Tommy Douglas Collegiate in Saskatoon. And she and Chris recently welcomed baby Wyatt to the family. Please welcome Kelsey Hendry into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the athletes category for his contributions to hockey, Randy Smith. During a lengthy career in rinks around the world as an amateur and pro, Randy Smith established himself as one of the best players to ever come out of Saskatoon, and nobody from the city has ever had a more successful result at the Olympic Games. Randy was born in Saskatoon in 1965, and while he played many sports growing up, hockey was his passion. When he wasn't skating on the pond behind his house or the rink at Henry Kelsey, his family remembers him taking shots on his grandmother in the living room. Playing for the Pee Wee, Bantam, and city and provincial champion midget aces, Randy grew into a top prospect. At the age of 15, he was placed on the Blades 50-man protected list. After a year spent with the Contacts, he was sent by the Blades to play for North Battleford in the SJHL. He was called up to the team to finish the WHL season and made an immediate impact, scoring in the first few seconds of his first shift with the Blades. A trade sent him to Calgary at the age of 19, but the Wranglers informed him he wouldn't return as an overage player at 20. He planned to attend and play for the U of S before Blades GM Daryl Lubinicki worked out a deal for him to return to the team. He ended his WHL career in incredible fashion, tallying 60 goals and 86 assists for Saskatoon. He was named a second-team league All-Star and was given the Most Gentlemanly Player Award. The following year, he was offered a pro contract with the Minnesota North Stars and would make his debut against the Oilers the same season. He remained in the organization for the next 4 years, both with the big club and in AHL and IHL clubs in Springfield, Maine, Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Salt Lake City, Utah. In 1990, Smith was approached by Dave King to join Canada's national team for the Goodwill Games in Seattle and Tacoma. A bronze medal at that event set the stage for even more glory, as he and the team spent 2 years preparing to end Canada's Olympic medal drought. At the 92 Olympics, a 1-goal and 7-assist performance by Randy, who served as an assistant captain, helped lead our nation to a silver medal performance, their first podium appearance in 24 years. Other international success came in the form of a silver in the 90 Spengler Cup in Switzerland, a gold at the 91 World University Games in Japan, and a silver in Prague the same year at the World Championships. Life overseas suited Randy well as he continued his professional career with stints in Biel, Switzerland, Klagenfurt, Austria, and Premier Ice Hockey League teams in Great Britain. Late in his career, he returned to North America and played for a new team in the IHL, the Las Vegas Thunder. He helped guide them to the Fred Huber Memorial Trophy as league champions. Randy also spent 2 seasons playing in the Roller Hockey International League for the St. Louis Vipers. After his playing career came to an end, he moved into the coaching ranks. He spent 4 seasons with the WHL's Swift Current Broncos as an assistant and head coach. And while Randy's career has taken him around the world, he's now back home in Saskatoon with his family Barb, Cassidy, and Kendall, where he continues to be involved in the sport as a coach and instructor at local clinics. Please welcome Randy Smith into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the athletes category for his contributions to standing volleyball, Joey Stabner. Joey adjusted his game as a traditional volleyball player for the sport of standing volleyball, and the move paid off as he twice won world championships with Team Canada. He was born in Melfort, Saskatchewan in 1977 and moved to Saskatoon from Kinistino in 1997. As a young man, Joey excelled in a number of sports. His Kinistino basketball team competed in high school provincials. He won gold at the Saskatchewan Winter Games in volleyball in 1994, and his high school squad were provincial champions in 94-95. That same year, he received All-Star honors at a U of S high school tournament and the annual Mustang Volley at Mount Royal Collegiate. He won silver with the Prince Albert Toppers at the Canadian Juvenile Championship and also played at the university level with the Regina Cougars. But 95 was also the year he shifted gears slightly and began competing in standing volleyball, a sport designed for athletes with arm or leg disabilities. In Joey's case, he has a small right hand due to a birth defect. The sport was part of the Paralympics from 1976 through 2000. Canada's program was started in 1986 and first competed in the World Championship in 1989. Not coincidentally, their greatest success came when Joey joined the team 6 years later at the age of 18. The team came in 6th in the 95 European Cup, where Joey was named Best New Player. Results began to improve incrementally with 4th and 2nd finishes respectively in the 96 and 97 Canada Cups. After their first big international victory in 1997 that saw them defeat Poland, Slovakia, and the United States, the team took 3rd at the 99 Pan Am Championship in Laval, Quebec. Competing at the 2000 Paralympics in Sydney, Australia, the team claimed silver, losing in the championship match against Germany, while also taking 3rd in the European Invitational in Poland. The next year, Joey was featured on the cover of True North Volleyball magazine, possibly a portent of good things to come. In 2002, at the World Championships in Wisła, Poland, the team started with pool play wins over Poland, Czech Republic, and Israel. In the semifinal against Germany, Canada won 3-0, as Joey recorded 13 kills and 6 digs. In the final, they took on Poland, and Joey saved his best work for last. With 21 kills, 6 digs, and 5 aces, he led Canada to a 3-1 victory, becoming the first non-European team to win the World Championship. But they would not be the last. 2 years later, Canada won once again, this time 3-0 over Slovakia. Stabner registered 22 kills and 3 digs in the World Championship winner. He came to be regarded as one of the best power hitters in the world by his contemporaries. He was a member of the team through 2007, including squads that were 4-time finalists for Male Team of the Year at the Canadian Sport Awards. Joey and Glenda got married in 1999, and since then they've welcomed Logan, Cole, and Sophie. Please welcome Joey Stabner into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. Now welcome into the team category for baton, Stephanie Hart and Casey Barry Napper, and coach Brenda Bennett. Starting in the early 2000s, these girls from the prairies became forces to be feared around the world in baton twirling, winning multiple international medals. Both were born in Saskatoon, Casey in 1986, Stephanie 1988. They both began taking part in local fun competitions at the age of 3 in the city. Individually and as teammates, they won numerous medals, competing in a variety of events, including solo, 2-baton, 3-baton, medley, solo dance, duet pairs, freestyle, and groups teams. Coached by Brenda Bennett, the pair dominated the national team trials beginning at the turn of the century. As a junior pair, they took first in 2000 and 2001. The success continued as they transitioned into senior competition, as they took first in senior pair in 04 and 05, and a second in 03. They also shone individually at national team trials. Among their top finishes were first for Stephanie in Junior A in 03 and Senior A in 05, while Casey claimed first in Senior A freestyle in 04 and 06, and a first in solo at the I-Cup qualifier in 06. They also took their show on the road internationally. Competing in the 2000 World Championships in Holland, they took silver in junior pair. The following year in Paris, they took 4th place in the same competition. Filling the pages in their passports, they also took part in World Championships in Barcelona, Spain, and Kyoto, Japan, where they recorded solid individual performances. As a team, their best year may have been 2005. At the Worlds in Minneapolis, they took home the bronze in senior pairs. They were also key components of the Canadian team that won bronze at the event, as Stephanie came in 6th in freestyle. In baton, both Casey and Stephanie won Saskatchewan Junior and Senior Athlete of the Year. Together, they were honored as Saskatchewan Team of the Year in 2000, 2001, 04, 05, and 06, and they received National Team of the Year honors in all of those years as well, except 06. In 2000, they were finalists for both the Sask Sport and Saskatoon Kinsman Team of the Year. Casey retired from competition in her 3rd year of university, but has continued in the sport as an official and coach, and is a pediatric dietitian at Royal University Hospital. Stephanie decided to stop competing in grade 11 and currently lives in Vancouver. She is the program director for the YMCA Childcare Center at BC's Children's Hospital. She too has remained active in coaching both in baton and dance. Please welcome Stephanie Hart, Casey Barry Napper, and Brenda Bennett into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now welcome into the team category, the 1986-87 University of Saskatchewan men's track and field team. Representing the team on stage are John Neufeld and Brian Thompson. It was a total team effort for Lyle Sanderson's Huskies, as 25 athletes, 9 coaches, 1 administrator, and 2 trainers contributed to titles in Canada West and at the Canadian level. The planning for what would be a championship season began early, with 6 weeks of outdoor base training in September and October. Focus shifted to specific event preparation as the team shifted indoors in November. Team members used early competitions to focus on meeting qualifying standards for the CIAU Championships, a bar they easily cleared. At the only team-scored meet prior to the Canada West Championship, they defeated the University of Alberta 76-59 and the University of Calgary 77-57. Team members shined at the Downtown Lions Sled Dog Open January 30th and 31st in Saskatoon. Turning in first-place finishes were Cyprian Nwani in the 60-meter, Dave Ostertag in long jump, Harvey Weber in 1500-meter, Darren Wildman in junior 60-meter hurdles, and Russell Siebert in pole vault, whose mark of 4.7 meters set a Saskatchewan native record. The good times kept rolling the following month in Edmonton at the Canada West Championships. Nwani and Ostertag again turned in first-place finishes in their events, as did John Neufeld in high jump and Brian Thompson in the 1,000-meter. Strong results across the board for the Huskies, including 15 podium finishes, led to a dominating victory, as they finished with 94 points, 21 more than second-place Calgary. In addition to an excellent team, the Huskies had home track and field advantage at the CIAU Championship, held March 14th and 15th in Saskatoon. Nwani continued to dominate the field in the 60 with a first-place finish. Neufeld and Thompson also repeated their first from Canada West at Nationals, while Darrell Isbister was best in the land in the 300 meters. Once again, a team effort carried the Dogs to the top of the podium as they came in first among 17 squads at Nationals with 51 points, beating second-place Toronto by 7. The Huskies left a trail of broken track records in their wake as well. Nwani shaved 0.08 seconds off the Saskatchewan senior 200-meter time. Greg Collisher broke the record for provincial junior 400 meters, and Mike Byers did likewise with the Sask senior 1,500-meter mark. Darrell Isbister, Bill Delaney, Max Mussolini, and Greg Collisher established a new record in the Canadian junior 4x100 relay, shaving 0.9 of a second off the previous mark. And John Neufeld tied the record for Sask senior high jump at 2.15 meters. Please welcome the 1986-87 University of Saskatchewan Huskies men's track team into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. And now we'll meet the other team members. Curtis Boyechko, Scott Brinklow, Cyprian Nwani, Garrett Gentle, Mark Gulka, Darrell Isbister, Merv Knight, Greg Collisher, Michael Lowen, Dave Ostertag, Mike Segu, Russell Siebert, Harvey Weber, Kevin Wiseman, head coach Lyle Sanderson, assistant John Fitzgerald, assistant Brian Onstad, Administrator Tom McWilliam, Trainer Al Bodnerchuk, and Trainer Ian Arose. And now let's have one more hand for all of tonight's inductees.
All right, congratulations. Thank you very much again for Simon Hyatt, our citation reader here tonight. Thank you, Simon. All right, we're going to have Bob Fawcett. And Bob will come up on the response on behalf of the inductees tonight. Bob?
First off, I'd like to, Charlie, you know how much I support you and your vision of Saskatoon, and now that we have 3 levels of government here, I think we should sit down afterwards and talk about that new track. So. A couple of things I found out coming here tonight. This is one heck of an event. And Ray, you got a heck of a following. So. Distinguished guests, family, and friends, I'm not just honored, I'm very, very honored to be given the opportunity to respond to the induction ceremony on behalf of tonight's inductees. And you said it earlier, Keith. Boy, I thought I knew you people from the first information I got on you. After hearing it tonight, what a great group of people you are. What great inductees you'll be to the Hall of Fame. It's particularly gratifying to see all the family, friends, and previous inductees that have gathered here tonight to share this honor with us. Tonight, I'm going to mention them again. You've chosen to induct 5 athletes: Jamie Cruikshank, Dwayne Demetrician, Kelsey Hendry, Randy Smith, and Joey Stabner. 2 teams, the 86-87 U of S Husky men's track and field team, coached by Lyle Sanderson. I'm just going to add, the track and field teams at the University of Saskatchewan have won more national titles than all of the other teams put together. And the baton twirling pairs team of Casey Napper and Stephanie Hart, coached by Brenda Bennett. And it's great that your baton twirling is getting the exposure that you people need. Thank you. And the 4 builders, Don Bates, Percy Hoff, Raymond White, and myself. We're all being honored for what we have given to sport and the Saskatoon sports community, when really, we should be thanking sport for what it has given us. Our involvement and participation has provided us the opportunity to make lifelong friendships. It has taught us many life lessons, and in many ways, our involvement in sports has laid the foundation for who we are today. As athletes, we've been provided the opportunity to show our character through our work ethic, our drive, and our pursuit of excellence. As builders, we've been given the opportunity to continue to participate in the sports we love, the opportunity to have an impact on an ever-changing sports environment. And as teams, we've been given the opportunity to display an ability to work together towards a common vision, the ability to direct individual accomplishment towards overall success. There are individuals here tonight being inducted for their accomplishments at a relatively young age, and others inducted because of a lifetime of work. Although the differences and diversity of this group is obvious, we share significant similarities. We are all proud of our accomplishments, and we're both honored and humbled to be inducted into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. Having had the opportunity we've all had to view the Hall of Fame walls at the field house and see the athletes, the builders, and the teams who have been honored in the past, we are so humbled to be included with this very esteemed and accomplished group of past inductees. We have so many people to thank for the successes we have achieved. Teammates, colleagues, coaches, role models, and mentors. And of course, we all have friends and family to be thankful for. Family, friends that have provided endless support and encouragement, that have made countless sacrifices, which have enabled us to pursue our passions, our dreams, and our goals. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the 2016 Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame inductees, I would like to assure you that this recognition is indeed important and very special to each one of us. We are most grateful to being remembered, and perhaps even more grateful to being given the opportunity to share this wonderful recognition with all you people who have played immeasurable roles in our successes. On behalf of all of us, a sincere thank you.
Well said, Bob. Thank you very much. We just want to remind you out there, we want to thank Shaw once again for televising tonight's proceedings, and later in November, you'll have a chance to watch them on Wednesday, the 23rd, Friday, the 25th, the 26th on a Saturday, and then Sunday, the 27th, and they wrap up the induction ceremony on Wednesday, November 30th at 5 o'clock. Thank you very much. It means so much to others who couldn't be here tonight to sit in their living rooms and watch the names that have gone by in this community over the last number of decades. I want to thank also our 5 guests at the front here, taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight and honoring our athletes, our builders, our teams. You know, I spent a good part of my life in this city as a sports broadcaster. I've watched all of these people through the years. Donnie Bates, I watched him pitch. You know, Donnie often was called as the second or third guy on that diamond to come onto the mound and do his deed. And I saw him win a Canadian championship, and I've seen him coach in this city. I've seen him coach nationally, give back. All these people, it's funny, you know, they're sitting up here tonight. They've done some great things over their career, but I think each and every one of them would say their greatest accomplishment is giving back to the community. I mean, Donnie right now in the academy at Tommy Douglas, thank you very much for all you do and trying to get our youth involved in sport. We need more and more people in this community to participate in sport, and Donnie, you certainly have done that at Tommy Douglas. Thanks and congratulations again. Well said. Same for you, Bob. You know, is game ready in the program. You always have been game ready, man. It didn't matter if it was track, it didn't matter if it was hockey, but again, your passion for the inner city kids. You know, you never forget where you've come from. They are first and foremost in your mind. We've talked about the track that is certainly needed in this community. We need an upgrade all around in this city of sport facilities. It's coming. It's going to take a long time. But, you know, you have been the voice of track and field. Thank you very much for all you've done, Bob. Percy, I mean, I grew up watching you. I mean, you talk about the immigration coming to this city and this country. I mean, you brought soccer over here. I mean, you were the soccer icon of this area. I remember many times watching you coach at the University of Saskatchewan, your club teams. I'm so happy that you're inducted tonight into the Hall of Fame. And again, you continue to give back with your coaching. I mean, that's what it's all about. For you, Raymond, I mean, cycling, you must be happy you've got a mayor that believes in cycling. Yes. So I guess other than 4th Avenue, we'll have one tomorrow on 3rd Avenue and another bike lane on. But again, thank you. You know, yeah, he was waiting for this. Thank you for all you've done for the Horizon 100 and the badminton club. that is one of the finest clubs we have in Canada, and let's hope it keeps going. Thank you for all the years and still your involvement in coaching and instructing on cycling. Jamie, I don't have to tell you, Jamie came down to Ottawa about 10 days ago or so to see me, and Jamie, you were one of my favorite athletes. I've seen many come through this city. You were a fabulous athlete. Trampoline, didn't matter, tumble, track. I thought you were going to make the Olympics in track. Little did I know it was going to be in bobsleigh. But good for you. You're one of my favorite athletes in this city. You certainly deserve it. And thank you for the memories of that bobsleigh to you and your family from 2006. Dwayne, of course, Marion Graham, I mean, it was a new high school back then, and he took them on his shoulder. Fabulous running back for the Huskies, and good for you. I mean, you had a great CFL career. And thank you, because when I was in charge of kids' sport breakfast, and I needed a motivational speaker. Who better than Dwayne Dimitrition? You know, he's working right now with inner city kids, giving back in the Saskatoon public school system. Dwayne, thank you very much. I mean, you answered the call that day, and you did a fabulous job, and you continue to give back to our youth, and thank you for you and your family. You live close to me over in Lake Ridge, and I just want to thank you very much. Kelsey, I mean, you were the star. I mean, for pole vault for many years. We followed you. We cheered you on. Pole vault, as you know, is a tough sport. It is a real tough mental sport. Lots of times you didn't get your PB, but you ended up going to the Olympics. And I mean, what a dream to be one of 4 top athletes in pole vault in this country's history to make the Olympics. So congratulations to you. I know you'll do well at Tommy Douglas, and congratulations on your newcomer. That's just fabulous. Randy Smith, I remember Randy at the old rink. It was unbelievable. I mean, the family lived at that old rink, Randy, and good for Shaky and Luby to bring you back with the blades back then. Great. I mean, what memories did Randy have? I mean, with Dave King. Synonymous with this city, to go to Albertville and represent this country and win a silver medal as an amateur athlete. That was high on your list. And Randy's girls swam with my family for years, and just great. I mean, man, you're giving back still in this community. Thanks to you and your family, Randy. Long overdue to have a blade into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. Yeah, I mean, really. Joey, you too. We just had the Paralympians in Ottawa this last week. What a moment that was in the House of Commons. And you know, 12, 13 years doing volleyball. You're still getting involved in your sport, you know, volleyball. And I mean, you worked through some difficult times, but the World Championships were great. And to think back of what you accomplished, now you're giving back to the sport of volleyball. Thank you very much. In Ottawa this last month, we're talking about women in sport. And it's funny because this city is always, I think, we've treated women and men equally. And I just remember, Brenda, the time of baton, you know, because you guys, Casey and Steph, I mean, I remember the World Championship, the whole city got behind you. I mean, we just treated you as you should be treated. It was just wonderful. And we talked about it this week, actually, on committee, our Heritage Committee, about how this city treats women athletes equal, if not better than men athletes. And it was a privilege. I mean, back then, the sport of baton, people were looking at it, and you guys just lifted it up. And boy, and you're still giving back. All 3 of you are still giving back. So thank you very much. And of course, the other team, the men's track and field, I mean, how many were here tonight giving back, right? From 86, 87. And you look at the names that came up here. I mean, they're icons in this city, not only for track and field, just what they do. And of course, that coincides with Lyle Sanderson and John Neufeld and Brian Thompson. I remember that track and field championship at the field house at the time. And I mean, that was just exciting times. I mean, to get track and field back into the city, and someday we'll get a better track and we'll also get it back. So anyways, I just want to thank, this was one of the best, this unreal, the people that came tonight. And it's because of you people that nominated them that they're up here. So again, we're going to have our 32nd next year, November the 4th, right here. And we need you people to go on our website, Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame. There is a nomination sheet there. Take some time, look back through the yearbook if you don't mind, and bring some of these people here. So on behalf of everyone, the 5 guests that we had up here, and the Hall of Fame inductees, and to Shaw Television, I want to thank everyone tonight for taking time on a Saturday night to come and give back to these people that gave back to our city for decades. So on behalf of everyone, thank you very much, everyone, and have a good evening.